Today, I would like to ask for your permission to start with two questions. The first question I would like you to reflect on is, who are you at this very moment? Yes, right now. This moment that has never existed before and will never exist again. You see, we often rely on the past to try to understand who we are, but the past does not define us. You are not what happened in the past, and you are not what others think of you. We constantly dwell on the past or the future and lose the only thing we truly have, the present moment. Both you and I have only the present, and it is in this time that we will create together. Today, we are here to talk about the power of understanding where we are and the ability to change the future. Now let us move on to the second question. What is your dream? Many people simply do not know what they want. This makes it very difficult to get anywhere because if you have no idea what you want to achieve, it is almost impossible to create a plan to reach it. Therefore, it is important to have a well-defined dream because it has the power to help you overcome obstacles and grow. A well-defined dream gives you the ability to change your life. A dream will give you the strength not to give up. Those who have the ability to dream will never be poor. Remember, the obstacles you face are not the end of the road, but the beginning of something greater. Everything starts with the decision to believe, persist, and act. In the end, you will find that the greatest power of the dream does not lie in achieving it, but in who you become during the journey. If you could not answer the questions I asked, allow me to illustrate the situation so you can better understand where I want to lead you. For this, I would like to share the story of a boy who dreamed of being a soccer player. From a very young age, he spent all day with a ball at his feet, completely passionate about what he did. His parents, impressed, decided to take him for a tryout at a big football club. During the tryout, the coaches recognized his talent but pointed out something. He is very small. Something is wrong with him. After medical exams, the diagnosis came: a rare growth hormone deficiency. In short, his body would not grow normally. The news was devastating, and the club decided not to sign him. Society labeled him as broken. And I ask you, how many times have you felt like this? Not good enough, not strong enough? This boy heard all that but did not let it define him. This boy, who could have given up, made a different choice. He decided that his dream would be bigger than any obstacle. He endured painful treatments, and more than that, he adjusted his mindset. He adapted his playing style, found his strengths, and learned to play differently. This boy thought, what can I do with what I have? What can I do with this obstacle? What can I do with what I've been given? And so he did. He kept believing in himself and focused on his dream. He focused on what he had, not on what was missing. And do you know what happened? He became a legend. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the true story of Lionel Messi, recognized 7 times as the best player in the world. He showed the world that it does not matter where you start, but rather the attitude you choose to adopt. Problems and obstacles are something we all face, but they do not define us. And so we return to the first question. Who are you at this very moment? What truly matters is our attitude, how we respond to problems. When we change the way we see a challenge, we transform our actions and results. That boy turned his weaknesses into strengths and proved that the right attitude can open unimaginable doors. Now the second question also needs to be answered. You need to decide what you want. Many people know what they don't want, but they never take the time to clearly define their dreams. It is also not very helpful to simply wish for more money or better health. You need to wish for and dream of something you can clearly visualize. After deciding, the next step is to believe. Believe in it and start taking action. Your attitude today will determine where you will arrive tomorrow. There are moments when we look around and realize time never stops. I remember failing university entrance exams several times. I could have given up, but I asked myself, if not now, when? If not me, who? That simple question changed my life. The present is the only thing we truly own. You can't change the past, but you can turn the now into a bridge to the future. The question is, what will you do with it? I have always believed that every moment is an opportunity waiting to be seized. When we started Alibaba, we were just 18 people in a small apartment. We had no technology, no money, not even a clear idea of how the future would unfold. But we had one thing, the courage to start, even without guarantees. At that moment, the world around us seemed like a field of uncertainties, but our focus on the now was the force that drove us forward. What often stops people from moving ahead is not the lack of time, but waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Sometimes daily worries or work demands make us believe that the present isn't enough. But the secret to success lies in realizing that every small step taken today builds the foundation for something extraordinary. The present is a seed that only germinates if you begin to nurture it. When you learn to value the now, you realize it holds all the power needed to transform your life. Imagine driving in dense fog. You can't see far ahead, but every meter you advance reveals the path. Life works the same way. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Use what you have, where you are, and take the first step. Have you ever thought about how many brilliant ideas never left the paper because someone waited too long? The present is the only moment you control, and that's precisely why it's so powerful. Every second lost is a missed opportunity for transformation. So, tell yourself now, I will start. And when you do, you'll realize that the now is far more than just a moment. It's the gateway to all your dreams. Dreaming is a powerful act, but it's not enough. I often told my team, dreaming big and dreaming small take the same effort, so why not dream big? But here's the truth. Dreams without decisions are like boats without rudders. They never get anywhere. The moment you decide what you want is the moment your dream begins to turn into reality. What do you really want? And more importantly, when will you start chasing it? I remember when we outlined Alibaba's vision for the first time. It seemed crazy, building a global company at a time when no one believed in e-commerce. But we wrote down every detail. We specified what we wanted, how we would achieve it, and the impact we aimed to create. It was in that clarity that we found our strength. When you define your goals, you give yourself a map. Even if the road is long, you know where you're headed. Most people don't achieve their goals because they never define them clearly. Deciding what you want is like choosing a destination before setting out on a journey. Without it, you simply wander. Grab a piece of paper and a pen right now. Write, what do I really want to achieve? Don't limit yourself. Big dreams inspire big actions. Be specific. If you want to create something extraordinary, you need to start with a clear vision. Whenever you hesitate, remember, no one can make this decision for you. When I began my journey, I had nothing but a dream and a firm decision to pursue it. Decide today what you want to build, change, or achieve. Visualize it as if it's already real. That's how you turn a thought into a goal and a goal into a plan. And here's the secret. Once you decide what you want, your energy shifts. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Because deep down, you know you're heading in the right direction. So what do you want to achieve? Don't be afraid to dream big and decide boldly. That's the difference between those who wait and those who achieve. Goals that are written down are more likely to come true. This isn't magic, it's focus. I have always believed that writing down your goals is like planting seeds. You may not see immediate results, but those words become the roots of your future success. When we started Alibaba, I made it a habit to write down not only the big goals, but also the small, incremental steps we needed to take. It gave us direction and clarity. Have you ever felt like you're stuck because everything seems too overwhelming? That's where written goals come in. Writing them down helps break big dreams into manageable pieces. Instead of feeling lost, you start to see a path forward. Grab a notebook and list your goals, no matter how small or ambitious. Remember, small steps lead to big leaps over time. Here's a secret. The act of writing turns vague ideas into concrete plans. It's like drawing a map for your life. Once you put your goals on paper, they stop being just thoughts and start becoming something real. And don't worry if the path isn't clear yet. Writing gives you the power to adjust and refine as you go. I often told my team, a written goal is a goal halfway achieved. It's not just about motivation, it's about accountability. When you see your goals in black and white, they remind you of your purpose every single day. The effort of writing brings commitment, and commitment fuels action. So what are you waiting for? Take a moment now to write down at least one goal. Keep it somewhere visible. You'll be surprised how much power lies in those words, because every time you look at them, you'll be reminded of what you're working toward. Your greatest asset is your belief in yourself. When you trust in your abilities, half the battle is already won. But here's the challenge. Self-doubt can be loud, persistent, and exhausting. I know this because I've been there. People told me I wasn't smart enough, skilled enough, or capable enough to achieve anything big. But I realized something early on. Others' opinions don't define your potential. Only you can do that. Negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. If you let them grow, they'll take over. The key is to replace them with positive affirmations. Think of what you'd say to your best friend if they were feeling down. Now say those same words to yourself. You deserve success, and you deserve to believe in that. One of the most powerful tools I've discovered is the habit of saying positive things to myself every day. It may feel awkward at first, but it works. I would often tell myself, "You can do this. You are capable." Over time, those words began to shape my mindset. Your thoughts are like seeds. What you plant in your mind determines the fruit you'll grow. Believing in yourself isn't about arrogance. It's about recognizing your potential and working toward it with confidence. Remember, no one starts as an expert. When we started Alibaba, I had no experience in e-commerce or technology, but I believed that if we worked hard and stayed true to our vision, we could learn and succeed, and we did. So, take a moment now and ask yourself, what would you achieve if you truly believed in your potential? Start today by choosing to trust in yourself. Your belief is the foundation of everything else you'll build. Fear isn't your enemy, it's a signal that something important is ahead. I've felt fear many times when we launched Alibaba, when I faced rejection after rejection, and even when I stood in front of thousands to share my vision. But I learned something valuable. Fear isn't there to stop you, it's there to guide you. Doing what scares you is the fastest way to grow. Think of fear as a compass pointing toward areas where you can expand. When you face it head-on, you discover strengths you didn't know you had. I often told myself, what lesson can fear teach me today? How can I use it to grow? Fear is a companion, not an enemy. It will walk beside you, but it doesn't have to lead. The trick is to act despite feeling afraid. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came when I embraced fear instead of running from it. It's not about being fearless, it's about being courageous. When you're scared, remember this. Every successful person has faced fear. The difference is, they used it as fuel instead of letting it paralyze them. Imagine fear as fire. It can either burn you or light your way. The choice is yours. So what are you afraid of today? Instead of letting it hold you back, ask yourself, what is this fear teaching me? Use it to move forward. Because the truth is, fear often appears when you're on the edge of something incredible. Growth can often be invisible, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Have you heard about the Japanese bamboo? For years, it remains hidden underground, growing roots and establishing a foundation. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, it shoots up several feet in a matter of weeks. Success works in the same way. It requires patience and faith in the process. In the early days of Alibaba, there were countless moments where progress seemed slow or non-existent. People doubted us, and at times, even we doubted ourselves. But I reminded my team that every effort we made, no matter how small, was like nurturing the roots of the bamboo. We were preparing for the moment when all that work would finally pay off. The mistake many people make is giving up too soon. They want immediate results, but true success is built over time. Imagine if the bamboo stopped growing roots because it didn't see results right away. It would never reach its full potential. The same applies to your goals. Trust that your efforts today are laying the groundwork for tomorrow's achievements. Here's what I learned. Quick success often isn't solid. It's the growth that happens slowly, steadily, and with perseverance that truly lasts. When we faced setbacks, I often reminded myself and my team, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. Focus on improving, and success will follow. So if you're feeling discouraged because you're not seeing results, remember the lesson of the bamboo. Keep nurturing your dreams even when progress seems invisible. Because when the time is right, you'll experience a breakthrough that makes all the waiting worthwhile. The biggest mistake you can make is giving up too early. Great achievements take time, and often the results don't show immediately. I've seen this countless times with Alibaba in my own life and in the stories of others. The question isn't whether your efforts are paying off, it's whether you're willing to keep going when they don't seem to. Think of every action you take as planting a seed. Some seeds sprout quickly, while others take years to grow. The important thing is to keep watering them. When we were building Alibaba, there were moments when it felt like we were working for nothing. But we knew that quitting would guarantee failure, while persistence gave us a chance at success. Patience is a rare skill, but it's also one of the most valuable. In a world that celebrates quick wins, staying consistent without immediate results is a superpower. I often ask myself, am I planting seeds or expecting miracles? This mindset kept me grounded and focused on the bigger picture. Hard work without visible results tests your character. It's in these moments that you develop resilience, mental strength, and faith in your vision. Remember, the tallest buildings require the deepest foundations. Your perseverance today is building the stability you'll need for tomorrow's victories. If you've been working hard but feel stuck, know this: every step you take is moving you closer to your dream. The results may not be visible yet, but they're coming. Keep going, because the moment of growth always arrives when you least expect it. Problems happen to everyone. It's not the problems themselves that matter, it's how you respond to them. Your attitude is the single most powerful tool you have to shape your outcomes. When faced with challenges, you have a choice. Will you let them define you, or will you use them to grow? I've faced countless obstacles in my life. Failures in school, rejections from jobs, and early struggles with Alibaba. But I realized that my attitude toward these challenges was what determined my success. I chose to see them as opportunities to learn rather than as reasons to quit. This mindset didn't make the problems go away, but it did give me the strength to overcome them. Optimism isn't about ignoring reality, it's about believing that you have the power to create a better outcome. When you adopt a positive attitude, you open yourself up to possibilities that negativity blinds you to. Think of it this way: the same storm that destroys one tree helps another grow stronger. Which one will you be? I often say that changing your attitude can change your results. When we faced difficulties at Alibaba, we chose to focus on solutions rather than problems. That decision didn't just save our business, it defined the kind of company we became: resilient, innovative, and hopeful. So when life throws challenges your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use it to become better? Because in the end, it's not what happens to you that matters. It's what you do with it that defines you. Fear is only a visitor. It has no real power unless you allow it to stay. Imagine for a moment, what would you do if fear didn't exist? What goals would you pursue? What risks would you take? The truth is, fear will always be there, but it's your choice whether you let it hold you back or push you forward. I've been afraid many times. When we started Alibaba, I feared failure, ridicule, and financial ruin. But I also realized that the fear wasn't going anywhere. So instead of waiting for it to disappear, I acted alongside it. I often ask myself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? Then I did exactly that, fear and all. Fear teaches you where you need to grow. It's like a flashlight in the dark, illuminating the areas you haven't explored yet. Instead of running from it, try asking, what lesson is fear trying to teach me today? Each time you face it, you take one step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Here's something I learned. Most of the things we fear never actually happen. The fear of failure, for instance, is often worse than failure itself. When I look back, the moments I faced my fears head-on were the ones that led to my greatest achievements. Fear didn't stop me, it shaped me. So think about it. What would you do if you weren't afraid? Now go do it, even with the fear. Because fear is just a guest, and your dreams are the true hosts. What separates achievers from dreamers is constant action. The extraordinary isn't reached by doing what's easy or comfortable. It's found in the moments when you push yourself beyond what feels possible. Ask yourself, are you willing to go where most people won't? When we were building Alibaba, I knew we had to think and act differently. While others focused on quick wins, we focused on creating long-term value. It wasn't easy, and it required us to push ourselves every single day. But I often reminded my team, if you want to stand out, you have to be willing to do what others aren't. Excellence isn't achieved by staying in your comfort zone. It's the result of constantly challenging yourself to improve, even when it's uncomfortable. Think of athletes. They don't reach greatness by training casually. They push harder, go further, and demand more from themselves. Your greatest competitor isn't the person next to you, it's your own inertia. Breaking through that requires effort and discipline. It's not about giant leaps, but consistent steps. Each time you push a little harder, you expand your limits. So what's one thing you can do today to push yourself beyond the ordinary? It doesn't have to be big, just one step outside your comfort zone. Because in the end, the extraordinary is simply the result of ordinary actions done consistently with extraordinary effort. Repeated effort builds mastery. Success doesn't come from talent alone, it comes from relentless practice. I wasn't born a great entrepreneur, and I certainly didn't have all the answers when I started. But I understood one thing: effort is the foundation of achievement. Think about this. Every master was once a beginner. When I started speaking in public, I was nervous and unsure of myself. But I practiced, learned from my mistakes, and improved. The same is true for any skill. It's not about being perfect at the start. It's about putting in the effort to get better over time. Effort creates momentum. Each small step you take builds confidence and skill. It's like climbing a mountain. The view gets clearer with every step you take. But here's the catch. You have to keep climbing. Success isn't about reaching the top quickly. It's about persevering, even when the journey is tough. The question isn't whether you have talent. It's whether you're willing to put in the work. I often ask myself, am I willing to practice enough to become extraordinary? The answer was always yes, because I knew that every bit of effort I put in today would pay off in the future. So, are you ready to believe in the power of effort? Start today by committing to one thing you want to improve. With each step, you'll get closer to mastery. And remember, the journey is just as important as the destination. Never underestimate the power of a piece of paper and a pen. Your mind aligns with what you write. Dreams gain clarity and strength when they're written down. This simple act turns fleeting thoughts into tangible plans. When I started writing down my goals, it felt like I was signing a contract with myself. It gave me focus and direction. Writing your goals is like creating a roadmap for your dreams. Without it, you're wandering aimlessly. When we first envisioned Alibaba, we wrote down everything: our mission, our values, and even our fears. Seeing it on paper made it feel real and gave us the confidence to move forward. What will your first step be? Here's the beauty of it. Written goals are visible reminders of what you're working toward. Place them somewhere you'll see daily, like your desk or bedroom wall. Every glance will reignite your motivation. It's like planting seeds in your mind, and every time you water them with action, they grow stronger. Clarity is power. Writing helps you identify what you truly want and why it matters. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Define what success means to you. Is it starting a business, learning a skill, improving your health? The more specific you are, the more achievable it becomes. So grab a piece of paper now. Write down one dream that inspires you. Don't worry about how you'll achieve it yet, just write it. Because every great journey starts with a single step, and writing that step is the beginning of everything. Every challenge is a chance to learn something new. Life is full of obstacles, but it's how you approach them that makes all the difference. I've faced countless setbacks, from being rejected by jobs to the early struggles of Alibaba. But I've learned this: obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Think of people like Lionel Messi or others who turned adversity into opportunity. Their stories remind us that challenges are not the end, they're the beginning of growth. When faced with difficulties, I often ask myself, how can I use this challenge to grow today? This question turned every failure into a lesson. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Obstacles are like weights in the gym. They build your strength. The more you overcome, the more resilient you become. At Alibaba, we faced numerous obstacles, from financial struggles to skepticism about e-commerce. But each challenge forced us to innovate, adapt, and grow stronger. If everything had been easy, we wouldn't have developed the resilience that defines us today. So, what's one challenge you're facing right now? Instead of seeing it as a problem, view it as an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle you overcome is a bridge that takes you closer to your dreams. Victories start in the mind. Before you conquer the world, you must first conquer your thoughts. Your mindset determines how you see challenges, opportunities, and even yourself. A winning mindset isn't about luck. It's about belief. discipline, and the willingness to keep going. Replace "I can't" with "I deserve to win." When I faced rejection after rejection, I refused to let those moments define me. Instead, I told myself, this isn't the end, it's just a step towards something bigger. Those words changed everything. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe you can succeed, you'll find ways to make it happen. But if you doubt yourself, you'll see only obstacles. Think of your mind as a garden. Plant positive thoughts and watch them grow. Negative thoughts? Pull them out before they take root. When building Alibaba, I learned that a winning mindset isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it. Every setback was a lesson, and every lesson made us stronger. Success isn't about never falling. It's about getting up every time you do. So start today by asking yourself, do you believe in your ability to succeed? Because once you do, everything changes. A winning mindset is the foundation of every great achievement. Results come to those who persist. The journey to success is rarely smooth, but perseverance turns obstacles into stepping stones. I've seen it time and time again, whether in business, personal growth, or life in general. The ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit. Think of perseverance as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At Alibaba, we faced countless moments where giving up seemed easier. But we reminded ourselves, every day of effort is one step closer to our dreams. Perseverance isn't about never feeling tired. It's about moving forward despite it. Every great achievement starts with consistency. Small efforts, repeated over time, lead to big results. It's like drops of water wearing down a rock. Each drop seems insignificant, but together they create a powerful force. Your persistence is that force. Success often comes to those who hold on just a little longer. I've seen people give up when they were inches away from their goals. Don't make that mistake. Perseverance isn't just a trait, it's a decision. A decision to keep going no matter what. So, what will you do today to show that you believe in your dream? Take one step, no matter how small. Because the golden rule of success is simple. Never give up on what matters to you. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. The present is all you have. I've often said that the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. Every moment you delay is a moment lost. When we started Alibaba, the timing wasn't ideal. We had no resources, no technology, and no clear roadmap. But we knew that waiting wouldn't bring us closer to our goals. So we started with what we had, and that decision made all the difference. Starting now doesn't mean having everything figured out. It means taking the first step, no matter how small. The journey will teach you what you need to know along the way. Imagine a path through a foggy forest. You won't see the entire way, but every step you take reveals the next. The present is a gift. It's the only moment you truly control. Use it wisely. What's one thing you've been putting off? Take action today. Even the smallest step forward is progress. Remember this. You have the power to begin anything right now. The question is, will you use it? Because the best time to start isn't tomorrow. It's today.
In his talk, Jack Ma emphasized that the best time to take action is now. He reminded us that waiting for the perfect moment only keeps us stuck in the same place. He challenged us to dream bigger, write down our goals, and transform them into tangible realities. Through his own story of failures and triumphs, he showed that the power to change lies within every single one of us. One of the most compelling moments was when Jack Ma shared the lesson of the Japanese bamboo. The idea that growth, even when invisible, is always happening beneath the surface. He encouraged his audience to persevere, even when results aren't immediate, because every step forward is building the foundation for future success. Jack Ma didn't stop there. He addressed the universal challenge of fear and offered a bold perspective. Fear isn't an obstacle, it's a teacher. He explained how embracing fear can lead to incredible growth, and how pushing beyond our comfort zones can unlock opportunities we never imagined possible. His words, "If not now, when? If not me, who?" echoed throughout the room, igniting a spark of urgency and self-belief. Through vivid metaphors and actionable advice, Jack Ma broke down complex ideas into relatable steps. He reminded us that writing our goals, no matter how small, can align our thoughts and actions with our dreams. He spoke of the importance of building a mindset of victory, replacing self-doubt with confidence and resilience. This talk wasn't just about motivation, it was a blueprint for personal transformation. Jack Ma seamlessly connected the lessons of persistence, gratitude, and focus, encouraging the audience to turn obstacles into bridges and never lose sight of their vision. His authenticity and humor made every point feel personal, as if he were speaking directly to each individual. For those who've ever felt stuck, unsure, or overwhelmed by life's challenges, this talk was the ultimate guide to rediscovering their inner strength. Jack Ma left us with a powerful truth. The best time to start is always now. Finally, don't stop here. The journey continues in our next video. The secret to building a future no matter your past mistakes. Jack Ma's lessons. Watch it to discover the next key to unlocking your potential and building the life you've always dreamed of.